Cheshme TV!
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
So, here, here we are for another show of Cheshme TV. This is episode 7 of season 2.
Season 2!
Yeah! So what's the story tonight?
Tonight we had the creative challenge. We set the theme and everybody made the creative piece for that theme.
Cool.
And theme is what?
Snake in the Graveyard.
Good, good.
So this was an idea that came up from a previous show.
Yes.
Where most of the folks who are with us tonight were present, and if I remember right, and when we get online with everybody else, Sam can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Sam or Rob's idea. I think Sam was telling us a story, and that turned into a song challenge, and here we are.
Let's ask Sam.
Yeah, so let's do some quick updates, and then we'll bring everybody on.
Mm-hmm.
So, quickly, what's coming up the next couple of weeks? We've got...
Today's song challenge, and next one is a Japanese musician special. The very avant-garde corks.
Cool.
Then June 12th, my birthday.
Yep, Mega's birthday.
Birthday party, so please drop by.
So very excited about
Then
that.
next is the Johnny Barefoot new CD. Not CD, everybody knows my age. New album release. Yeah.
This has been a fantastic year so far for new music coming out. I'm so excited. We had Sam Bennett's album just recently released.
That was 5th, and 25th he's gonna have another album coming up, I think. Let's ask him.
Let's get some insight. So why don't I go ahead and I'll bring everybody on. So here we go.
Here we go.
Hi
everybody.
Hey.
Hi.
So we'll go around the room and introduce everybody. At the top there's Johnny Barefoot.
Johnny.
How's it going, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Nice to be here.
Thank you. And right below him we've got Mr. Robert Moreau. Hey, Rob.
Good
Rob.
to be back. Good to be back.
And in the center, Sorsha Chisholm.
Sorsha.
こんばんは、皆さん。
And live, direct from his circus tent, it's Sam Bennett.
Sam.
Yes, I ran away and joined the circus.
Again.
Yes.
So,
You did that years ago.
Yes. I keep doing it.
do you leave one circus to run away to another one, or?
Yes, it's always a new circus.
Is that a done thing? I guess you don't have to. If you run away to join the circus, you're not really bound to just one, are you?
Well, not. That's right.
Yeah.
It's a world of circuses out there.
Yeah,
Once you've done your first circus, I mean, then it's game over.
It's exactly. It's from
all
there.
bets are off.
Yeah.
So does that include, like, carnivals, sideshows, and theater production groups as well?
Absolutely. Anything involving cheesy, cheap entertainment.
I think Sam's a carny from way back, aren't you?
Yeah, Carney.
Yeah.
They call me Art Carney.
Oh, yeah.
So we
Norton. There we go.
We got to ask about this challenge, because I'm getting old and my memory doesn't work so well. Sam, was that your original idea? I know it was your story.
It was my story. I don't think the idea was mine. I think either Rob or Johnny. I told a story about seeing a snake in my local graveyard, and it was a great day because the snake moved really slowly, and it was the longest I ever watched an actual snake sort of in the wild just move. And it took forever to go from one part of the graveyard to the other. So me and my family just watched the snake move, and I was relating that story here on the show a little while back, and I think it was Johnny. Might have been Rob. I think it was Johnny.
I think I said, have you written a song about it yet?
There you go. It'd be a great song, or have you written a song about it, something like that.
Yeah.
And that's when we all, I think, spontaneously decided we all need to write a song called Snake in the Graveyard.
We
Kismet.
all had the same idea at the same time. It's like the 100 monkey theory. Everybody just
The
boom.
zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess we should clarify for people that snakes in Japan are not like snakes in other parts of the world.
Right.
They're fairly sedate here. So
Much
I guess
smaller.
Sam, you were able to like safely follow the snake. The snake didn't really care too much about it, you know.
No, he was
They're
completely.
fairly chill here
Yes.
in Japan, but yeah,
Yes.
places like Australia, they will
No.
Everything in
they
Australia
will
will.
mess you up.
Rob is right. Everything in Australia will mess you up.
Yeah.
Yes,
Even patio
including the
furniture will
women.
come out.
You gotta especially avoid the patio furniture.
Especially the women.
I've heard that.
And forget the people. Just stay away from the people.
It's a
Well,
bastard of
you
a
know.
place.
Oh, actually, Dale had chimed in already saying, as an Aussie, I'm definitely not a snake fan. Too many poisonous snake in Oz, so visitors
Sure.
and bushwalkers beware.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Comment. I know what you're saying, Dale. I've seen some brown snakes hanging out down there in South Australia, and you leave those guys alone. Oh no! You don't go following them in a graveyard. You walk the other way.
You want to
Hey,
stay.
you'll be leaving the graveyard, yeah.
It's been really great because we've got 9 songs. So we've
Wow.
got the 6 folk here, and then in addition
Well,
to
8
that,
stories in one.
That's
8
right.
songs in one story from Michael Reese.
true,
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Wow, great.
and
That's
one
him.
Australian and one American joining us.
Yeah,
Hey, Joe.
not one Australian too.
2.
Julian's Australian too.
That's right.
And Sorsha.
You know, I
Makes-
count Saoirse as a local though.
Three
I'm
of us.
citizen of planet Earth these days.
So the format tonight's going to be kind of different. We're going to play a couple tracks, and then we're going to come back and chat a bit about the tracks.
Okay.
And we'll do that throughout. And you know, we welcome you guys to chime in on the thread and tell us what you're thinking, and if you get some inspiration or something. So I think with that, why don't we kick it off?
Sure.
Okay, so first up tonight, we have Sorsha. And here we go. And after
Then we
that,
should go.
we've got Michael
Reese.
Reese's
That's
story.
him. That in darker corners. That's him.
Oh, hey. And okay, here we go. Sorsha first.
This song is called Snake in the Graveyard. Snake in the graveyard, death in motion, life in stasis. Portent, new awakening, wisdom and an undulating curve. Opening windows, closing doors, coiling around an uncertain vortex, all possibility therein. Hope springs from the ground. From whence all bodies begun. Earth, things must end to begin again. The snake sheds her skin to be reborn again. To be reborn again. To be reborn again.
The cemetery lay on a shallow hill. Its rusty iron gate opened into the oldest part of the graveyard, where the headstones were cracked and green with moss, with strange, barely legible names and dates found only in history books. From there, a narrow path curled like a river, up past old trees and piles of dead flowers to the top of the hill, where the newest graves were dug. A young man headed up the gentle incline. He followed the path as it looped behind a small grove of trees. There was a bench on the grass, one of many dotted around the cemetery. It had an engraved brass plate, in loving memory, it said, with a name of someone long forgotten. The young man always rested here on his way to the top, to sit a moment and look down between the trees at the old town that lay below. An elderly woman was sitting on the bench. Her dark coat was buttoned up tight, and she wore a faded green scarf over her curly grey hair. Her hands lay on a small parcel of brown wax paper tied with twine that sat in her lap. "Afternoon?" the man said as he sat down. The woman said nothing. He closed his eyes and listened as the gentle, warm spring wind blew through the leaves.
"Someone dead then?"
the woman said. "I'm sorry?"
"Someone died?"
"Oh, yes, my brother."
"Recent, was it?"
"No, about 3 years ago."
"And you still come back?"
"Yes."
"You must have liked him."
"Well, I'd come to remember."
"You forget then, do you, when you're not here? Lucky you."
"No, of course not. It's just, How about you?"
"My husband."
"Oh, I'm sorry." She turned and looked at him over her glasses.
"Are you? Why?"
"I mean, I'm sorry you lost your husband."
"He's not lost, he's dead."
"Yes, it's just an expression."
"I know what it is. I wish I had lost him, though, like a pencil or a pair of glasses. Would have been a lot easier."
"You miss him, then?" the man asked. She looked out through the trees.
My mum, oh bless her, she wasn't the sharpest pin in the cushion, but, well, my mum, when me and Frank got married, she says to me, 'Annie, don't forget, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach.' Well, that's all the advice she had for me, that old chestnut. I reckon she got it from a Christmas cracker. Well, I was a good cook, but it didn't make no difference, no. I learned that the only way to a man's heart is through his rib cage. You've got to hold the knife flat, though, if it's a kitchen knife, because they're quite wide, and if you do it wrong, it'll get stuck between the ribs. And with a bloke as big as my Frank was, you only get one chance."
"You stabbed him?"
"Self-defense is what the court said."
"Oh, I'm sorry."
"You're doing it again."
"What?"
"Apologizing for everything."
"Sorry."
"He was a right bastard, my Frank. A deceitful little snake, like most men. He had it coming."
She pointed at a gravestone just beyond the path. That's him. Frank Macready, the man read quietly. Yeah. The woman looked down at the wax paper parcel in her lap. With her thin, old fingers, she untied the twine and opened the paper. Inside was a shiny, new kitchen knife. I bring a new one of these every year to stick in his grave. They don't like me doing it, the blokes at the office here. They tell me I can't leave something like this lying around. It's dangerous, they say. Someone could get hurt, they say. Like I need telling. I think they wait until I go, then take it away. It's never been here the next year. Don't matter. So long as I get to stab him again, I'm happy. Is this the anniversary? The man asked. Yeah. She looked at her watch. Do me a favour, love, and help me up. She picked up the knife with her fragile fingers, and with the other hand took a cane that had been leaning against the bench. The man stood and took her by the elbow. Thanks. She limped across the pathway and walked over the grave to the headstone. Using it for support, she slowly went down onto her knees and laid the cane carefully on the grass. She held up the kitchen knife and with both hands pushed it hard into the earth until only the handle remained. She then reached into a pocket and took out a small string of plastic flowers that she wrapped around it. Men are snakes, I know that. Most of them will just slither off eventually, but others, they'll bite you if you say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, even if you wear the wrong thing. Poison they are. Help me up, love. Again he took her by the elbow and helped her stand. He picked up the cane and handed it to her. She raised her hand and touched him on the cheek. What kind of snake are you, my love? She asked. Well, I don't really think of myself as a... No, of course not, sorry. I always get a bit carried away in my own head. No, you're a rabbit, my love, aren't you? You're soft. Her fingers were cold against his cheek. She looked deep into his eyes. Snakes eat rabbits, you know. Skin and bones, blood and all. She looked a moment longer before turning to the gravestone. All right, Frank, I'll see you next year. She turned away, and without another word, limped slowly home.
Yeah.
Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So, Saoirse, tell us a little bit about your song.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. I really liked that.
Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Okay, so the song was obviously inspired by this theme that slithered into being, and I guess you could say that things have been a bit rough lately, and I had a bit of a meltdown about a month ago, and post meltdown this poem kind of just came out onto paper, and I thought, well, now I feel like the clarity after the storm, right? And Snake in the Graveyard, Death in Motion, Life in Stasis, it just seemed to be this, message coming through, and so I wrote it all down, and funnily enough, I think about a week earlier, the refrain, the piano came through, and I thought to myself, oh, I wonder if this poem might fit to that refrain, and it just did, and it just worked so beautifully, and I was really quite thrilled by how that worked, because usually the music comes first, right? And so I didn't really have any particular association with the music when it came, but then the poem came afterwards, and yeah, the two fit together really well, and it was such a lovely. It felt like a balm. It felt like a soothing balm. Because the snake in traditional esoteric fields is a symbol of healing. Like if you've ever seen the two intertwined snakes on the sword, it's a doctor's symbol. It's called it's called the caduceus, and so like the twin snakes is actually a symbol of healing. And so I thought, well, let's take that and run with it, you know. So it's been a really lovely friend, actually. It's kind of stayed in my. It's sort of been on loop at times. I've woken up and it's been in my head, and it's been really reassuring. So yeah.
That was great. We loved it.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed
Really
it.
nice, yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome story.
And Michael. Oh,
Thank you,
my
Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, that was
That was great.
That Obajan voice is so convincing too.
I
sounds
just love this.
Sounds like my grandmother.
The man of many voices, Mr. Reese.
Yeah, of course, my grandmother had a higher voice, but most people's voices are higher than Michael's, even men. But yeah, the accent is totally my grandmother.
I thought the story was so great, and I love a good dark twisted story with good dark twisted characters. So that was so nice.
You're a rabbit. Snakes eat rabbits. Not scary at all.
And what our audience couldn't see is we were all laughing during these parts because we're all twisted people.
We all
Was
twisted.
in the video? Wasn't there was sort of blood slowly fading into view on the knife?
That's right.
Like
Yeah.
It started out, it was a clean knife, and then by the end, it was all bloodied and everything. Yeah, it was pretty.
Bloodied and muddied.
That was so great. Sorcha, thank you so much for the beautiful
Thank you
song.
so much.
Thank you for having me.
And Michael, thank you for the gorgeous story. I know we're all missing hearing your stories and can't wait till we're hearing them in person again.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, coming up next,
Who's gonna come up next?
we have two guests who weren't able to
Oh,
join us on the show
International entries.
tonight. Yep. So, first person is Greg D. Forschler from
Yes.
Seattle,
Your old bandmate.
my old bandmate, and Greg has a wonderfully dark sense of aesthetic, so really excited to hear his song tonight. And then
Julian Medor.
Yes.
Australian post-punk, jumping around, passionate musician.
yeah, he's gonna raise everybody's heartbeat with this. So, should we jump in?
Let's go.
Okay, first off, Greg D. Forschler.
Snake in a Graveyard by Greg D. Forschler. I told a snake in a graveyard that they would not believe. I told that the poison's not real. They don't know what I feel and fear. The hissing is all I can hear, but it always slips away. Always slips away. Always slips away. Realize the lies that I told myself. Poor little mockingbird. In this pet peace cemetery, it can no longer be heard. Buried with all its deceptions, behavior so absurd. Here lies the hide of the jackal that I always tried to hide. Rest in peace with the wolves, all of them have died. And let's not forget all the vultures for whom no one has cried. Caught the snake in the graveyard, invisible to all but me. Laid it to rest once again with the rest of its family. I hope it will stay down this time and never bother me. And never again bother me. Never again bother me.
I see you coming. I see you coming like a snake through the graveyard. I see you coming. Oh, I see you coming. All the venom, all the fangs from the dead. I see you coming. I see you coming. I see you coming like a snake through the graveyard. I see you coming, I see you coming, I see you coming like a snake through the graveyard. I see you coming, I see you coming, your tongue is licking at the souls of the dead. Scales, cold as stone, scales, cold as stone. You're gonna die alone, 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 you're gonna die alone. I see you coming. I see you coming. I see you coming. I see you coming. I see you coming like a snake through the graveyard. You've been bit. You've been bit. You've been bit by the snake in the graveyard. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. You're gonna die from the snake in the graveyard. You've been bit. You've been bit. You've been bit by the graveyard. You're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die in the snake from the graveyard. You're gonna die alone, 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 you're gonna die alone.
And we're back. That's nice. Got the edgy alternative vibe back in for the evening.
That was cool.
I love
Yeah.
Greg's song. Greg is such a great songwriter.
And that is a great room too.
Yeah. So Greg's been doing all sorts of really interesting projects for as long as I've known him. He was in a band with me in the mid-90s. He was doing a thing called Fear of Dolls that was really experimental.
Now he's doing the Unicorn Graveyards.
Yep.
And the Mannequins too, but mainly solo though.
And I think he's an amazing artist. His guitar playing is always really different than everybody else. And the acoustic thing is more, I think, the last several years. And yeah, thanks, Greg. That was
Thank you,
lovely.
Greg.
Yeah, that was nice.
Sounded good.
And Julian wanted to see your performance too, because you're crazy performer.
I love whenever we see Julian's live performance. It's just the energy is off the hook. I love that the character and just intensity of his stuff.
And one of his projects, I Am That Guy, is doing the fundraising now for their 5th album.
Really?
So if you're interested with those post-punk shouting music.
Very cool. I see Sam's back with us. I'm going to bring him back on screen with us too.
Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Sam.
Hey, Sam.
You're gonna die. You're gonna die alone. That was great.
That was great.
All the stuff has been great. Sorcia's tune was lovely, and what Mike Reese, man, what a storyteller that guy is, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a master of the short story, and he lives with us here in Tokyo. It's just unbelievable.
I always feel like he should be someone that I'm paying for a subscription on Netflix to see.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Didn't he has like a series of short story videos or something on YouTube?
Yes.
I think there were something that he put out, and they're wonderful, really interesting stories. And yeah, you're right, Sam. Like the short story, like because it's an art form all by itself, like apart from a novel or a poem or something very, very distinct.
Absolutely.
And yeah, you got to know how to do it well, and he does. Yeah. And his characterizations too, and the richness in his voice, it's just so nice to hear.
Yeah, what a combination to be able to write stuff like that and to be able to voice it as a top voice actor, which he is.
Yeah, and that
unbelievable.
Accent, boy, he could sell anybody a sandwich maker with that accent.
I didn't even want a sandwich maker, but I bought one from this Reese character.
This British fella comes walking.
This British guy.
Did I know I was going to buy a sandwich maker when I left the house this morning? No. Here I am with a sandwich maker.
He sold me ice cubes.
What a talent.
Magical voice.
That was a dare. I asked him. I dared. I said, he's from Canada. Go see if you can sell him some ice cubes. I bet you can. And I had to buy him. In the winter. I had to buy him a pint and a plate of fish chips.
Well, Michael, if you're still out there listening, I would love to invite you to come back on and join us anytime, because that was amazing. And I cheated because I listened to it before, because I knew I wouldn't be able to pay 100% attention tonight, and I need like an hour of that to just chill me out after everything else that's going on a daily basis. That would be brilliant.
And he does all the videos too, and he doesn't use any stock stuff. He take photos, take videos, everything.
Wow.
The bloody knife was a great touch.
Yeah, that was great.
Slowly becomes bloody. Brilliant. So good.
So, who's coming next?
So coming up next, Meg and I also jumped in on this.
Yeah.
I won't say anything about the songs. Just go ahead and play them.
Yeah, just
and
play first.
see what comes up next. So first one is me, and then Megu.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, here we go.
Nothing comes from nothing. Freedom isn't free. Ignorance is rampant. Division is the theme. Stop the voice of reason. Facts don't mean a thing. They all want their freedom if it costs them everything. Snakes in the graveyard, liars on TV, fools in high positions, haters in the streets. Snakes in the graveyard, liars on TV, fools in high positions, haters in the streets. Games held to profit. Pride still rules the day. We don't see no virus. We'll hold them anyway. People cry for reason. Leaders turn away. Infection spreads like wildfire. We'll hold them anyway. Snakes in the graveyard, liars on TV, fools in high positions, haters in the streets. Snakes in the graveyard, liars on TV, fools in high positions, haters in the streets. Snakes in the graveyard, liars on TV, fools in high positions, haters in the streets. Snakes in the graveyard, liars on TV, fools in high positions, haters in the streets.
かに生きてるだけだから手足なんてただ邪魔なだけ滑って泳いで登って飛んで神の使いか悪の化身か何でもいいけど踏むんじゃないよGood luck, bad luck, I don't know what to believe. Living here for all my life is cold Whetstone. Love me, hate me, fear me, just don't step on me. Behave yourself or I'll bite you hard. Hands and legs are simply overrated. I can slither, swim, climb, and swallow you whole. You seem to believe that I'm mystical, divine servant or devil incarnate. Don't step on Yeah.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Oh, I love your song.
We tried.
We did. That was fun.
You tried. You succeeded.
Yeah.
Success.
I'm sitting in here in this room full of all this gear, and Meg is out on the couch with like
yeah.
a 6-year-old
Yeah.
iPad doing that great song.
Now I wanted to try if I can make a song.
That's amazing. You're amazing.
And I can. Yeah.
That was really cool.
So
Yeah.
please buy me a new iPad.
You don't need one.
If you can see what I'm doing with this old iPad, imagine it.
I don't know, Megami. You might lose your touch with a new iPad. Stay with the old technology.
Cool,
Yeah.
That's right.
The old one's got the mojo.
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
So nothing comes up. Nothing.
So you get
love
nothing.
the vocal.
That was hearkening back to like early 90s industrial bands who were sampling things.
That was good.
Yeah. That was fun. I was pissed off at CNN because I was just watching all this crazy, and once in a while you just feel like you just want to shout at these folks and go, what is wrong with you people? So that's what this song was.
That's what you did.
Yeah.
That was cool too, though. That was really cool too.
Absolutely.
But I want to hear more of what you're doing. I love the vocals and stuff because you don't sing that often, and I think you should. Sing
No,
more.
that was my first time writing my own lyrics.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
First.
Wow.
First time. I usually write just instrumental. So it didn't rhyme, but it was okay.
Doesn't have to.
Yeah, rhyme is overrated.
Okay.
We were talking about that last time too, the
Yeah,
rhyming
yeah.
dictionaries.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you write lyrics your way. Don't worry about any paradigms or structures. Just do your thing.
Yeah.
And from now we're gonna have 3 more songs.
We are. So, next up we've
Who's
got
first?
Johnny and then Rob.
Johnny first, then Rob.
Yeah. Should we jump in?
Please do.
Okay. Here we go with Johnny.
1, 2, 3, 4. saucepan's been braying from the morning bell. It's sounding less like a ring and more like a knell. If you keep taping up cracks in your hermit crab shell, and your car radio broke on the road to hell, bow yourself down, embrace the ground in your life, circling round and round. Shed your skin to become anew, even at the moment of your dying, when death is the only thing to do. Take it easy now, don't you lean on the brakes hard. Slow it down easy now, just like snakes in a graveyard. When you find you just been pissing into the wind, and you stop before you start and before you begin. When you've long since lost your long lost friend, and you're a bunch of brittle branches that break before they bend. Arise, 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 time, bubbling, rippling, serpentine. Your feet and your heart mind are the path you take, winding round tombstones like a brand new 1,000-year-old graveyard snake. Take it easy now, don't you lean on the brakes hard. Slow it down easy now, just like snakes in a graveyard. If you look back and all you see is the mouth of a tunnel, salt water splash in your face, white-knuckled gripping the gunnel. Whisper, is that all you got when your back's to the wall? It's just the first time, the last time, it's nothing. It's all. Bow yourself down, embrace the ground in your mortality, circling round and round. Shed your skin to become anew, even at the moment of your dying, when death is the only thing to do. Take it easy now. Don't you lean on the brakes hard. Slow it down easy now. Just like snakes in a graveyard. Take it easy now. Don't you lean on the brakes hard. Slow it down easy now. Just like snakes in a graveyard.
Sketches of memories long ago, far away. A dream weaver came to me, tales long gone by. When she was a young girl, fair-haired with golden curls, playing in fantasy, time fleeting by. Darkness had come so fast, shortcut to home at last. Cut through the graveyard, a labyrinth of stones. Time lost tomb shadows. Was she being followed? Heart almost stopped. Oh, the sound that she heard. A rustle, a slither, a hissing like a whisper. And that's when she saw a serpent so foul. Scared of the moonlight glow. Eyes bright, shining gold. Fangs like a razor. Too scared to scream. Wind then it spoke to her all through the air. Be frightened no more from today. All that you face is but born of this earth. Lessons for you to be brave. The serpent grew small, neath treetops aglow, as moonbeams imparted their strength. Though she was quite young, she felt different inside. Fear would no more be her guide. The snake slithered ever close. She stood there almost frozen. Bravely she shouted, I banish you, gone. The snake stayed provoking, its fang mouth wide open. It screeched out a warning, but she stood her ground. Later in life she'd say worse fates would come her way. Her wind-given courage would always endure. The tombstones are fading, yet the snake is still waiting for fools to ignore nature's voice in the wind.
Yay!
Johnny, that was awesome. You want to tell us a little bit about what you were doing there?
Well, I was just doing the snakes in the graveyard thing. made a bunch of words rhyme. I came up with that was actually how I started the thing. I was mulling it over for about a week or so, just sort of thinking after we came up with the challenge last time. And the very first thing that I thought of was, what rhymes with snakes in a graveyard? And the line in the chorus, what ended up being the chorus, was like, lean on the brakes hard.
Wow.
Wow, that's like a whole sentence
That's
rhyme.
great.
There's like 2 rhymes in there. So lean on the brakes hard, snakes in a graveyard. Yeah. And then it just went on, and then it just sort of went with it from there.
What
It was one of
the
those.
line?
Huh?
What was the line that you were singing about, like taking it easy or something? What was it that you were singing?
There's in the chorus, take it easy. Don't lean on the brakes hard. Slow it down easy, just like snakes in a graveyard.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like
The
that
whole
line.
idea is like in each of the verses, there's all this ridiculous crap that happens. It's like your boss is being a pain in the ass, and it just, everything's just shit. And then, but then it's like, well, don't worry about it so much. It's okay. Just take it easy, because basically you can change your skin. You can change at any time. Nothing is permanent, even up to the point of dying. If you're still here, you can change, because every moment is its own moment, and then the next moment is different. Everything's completely different. So don't hang on to too much stuff. The snake doesn't even hang on to its skin. Snakes can change. Snakes change, and so do we, and so does everything. And so just take it easy, like a snake in a graveyard, and just embrace your mortality, embrace your death, and embrace life at the same time. And that was kind of the essence of the.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I like that motif, like the
Well,
the snake shedding its skin.
Well, Sorsha, your song also referenced shedding its skin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
So,
snake sheds its skin to begin again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right,
I
yeah.
think we're all going through a major transformation right now. It's global, and I think this theme wasn't a coincidence.
Yeah. And Rob, you've come into the loving arms of the gothic world with that song.
Oh, so goth, Rob. You gotta get that eyeliner
Well,
going.
everyone has a little bit of goth in them.
Dylan said you're throwing a hissy fit. Is that musically? Dylan, is it musically Rob's throwing a hissy fit? Is that what's going on?
Oh, he's just taking the piss out of my
He's taking
backup
the
fingers.
It was great. I loved it, and I love the tarot card that you had as
Well,
the
that's Joy. That's our friend Joy Waller.
Joy Waller.
Yeah.
I should have known.
So Rob, tell
You did
us
it.
about your journey on that song, because this is kind of new territory for you. Some of this, right?
Well, the kind of musical journey is I've got new equipment and I was figuring out how to use it, and also, because we're here stuck in our rooms, and I know that Sam and Johnny and probably Sorsha as well, you're kind of your own band, So I was like, okay, how do I do drums? Okay, how do I do bass? And it was just kind of a musical journey of discovery through that hardware. So that was one part of it. But then the other thing is the song itself was just taking a few things that I had been going over in my mind for a while, but never had an outlet for. One of them was about nature being a guide to people and giving people less lessons if you just listen to them. So, the dream weaver, the old lady, when she talks about her younger days, she gets this kind of lesson that gives her the bravery that she needs to get through everything that she encounters in life. And that's basically the kind of allegory, whatever, of the song, right?
Wonderful.
Cool.
Cool.
well,
cool.
musically, Rob, that one struck me as very Danny Elfman-esque.
Yeah.
It reminded me of something you'd hear in Corpse Bride or Nightmare Before Christmas.
There was kind of like
Bride.
I
love Danny Elfman stuff in those movies. I really do. And the funny thing is, I never thought about it, but you know, it could have been something, you know, in the back of my mind, you know, that like things come to the surface, you don't even think about it, but there is a seed there. That
It was
this is
very
sprouting,
eerie.
right?
It was very haunting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Some
something
minor chords in there.
that was something I was really trying for, and it really came together early with the glockenspiel sound.
Oh, glockenspiel.
The kind of hook, the do 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 boo boo dee ba doo dee ba doo thing at the beginning, and then it was like, oh yeah, I've got this song now.
Glock.
It was a Glock.
Thank you, Andy. I'm just looking at some of the comments.
We've got one more track in the
We have
Snakes
one
in
more?
the Graveyard lineup tonight. And I think it has something to do with the guy with the headphones and the circus tent.
The guy with the headphones in the circus tent? You don't say.
So Sam, I'm going to go ahead and run your song, and then let's come back and chat.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. He's gone off.
Slithering by.
Hey guys, we had a technical
issues.
So we're going to run
Yeah,
Sam's
yeah.
track one more time. Here we go.
They know.
Boy, can't go to say.
I went down to the burial ground. It's a place I sometimes go to be amongst the souls now departed. Brings a certain kind of peace, you know. But that day among the gravestones, I saw movement from the corner of my eye. Down on the ground, moving slippery and slow. I saw it was a snake slithering by. It crawled up onto a gravestone shaped like a cross, a stone from 100 years ago, crumbling and covered in moss. Then that snake looked straight at me. People, I was mesmerized. Our gazes fixed on each other. That serpent had me hypnotized. Maybe the sun had gone behind the cloud. Maybe it was some kind of darkness within. Whatever it was, for a moment, the world went black and
had crawled on to another gravestone. This one was shiny new, but whose grave it was, well, that was unknown, 'cause there weren't no name carved on it at all. A chill ran down my spine when the snake slithered across that shiny stone. There appeared a name. The name was mine. The name on that stone was mine. Name on that stone was mine.
And we're back.
Yay, Sam!
Yeah, man.
That was awesome.
That was
Thank
the
you.
actual graveyard where you saw the snake, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. It's called Yanaka Reien, Yanaka Cemetery, and it's very close to where I live. I go there almost every day, and I shot the footage there. Yeah.
That carved cherub head, baby head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that creepy?
Really
Yeah.
surprised to see in a Japanese graveyard.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I mean, Yanaka Cemetery is really, really enormous, but there's only a tiny handful of realistic representations of people. You know, it's really unusual in a graveyard here in Japan, and that happens to be the only one that's a baby. So there's a handful of others here and there of adults, you know, like life-size or lifelike representations.
Yeah.
But that baby is and I found out actually, my wife looked into it and found it's a family plot. And I was a little mistaken. I thought that there's no name on the stone. But she did some research and she found that it was the daughter of a very prominent family here in Japan, Mr. Okura, who is the Okura of Okura Hotel.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's their.
Oh, wow. Okura Hotel?
Yeah. So that they're at Yanaka Cemetery where any number of prestigious families are, you know, buried. Yeah, the interned. The Okura family plot, that's part of it. And so apparently this was a young daughter of Mr. Okura who died as an infant or a baby. Wow. And that's who she is. So it's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was beautiful shooting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great song too.
Oh, thanks. Well, when I wrote the song, it was you know, I guess it was obvious that I'd go shoot a video in the graveyard itself. that's the place I actually saw the snake. Right? Yeah, the snake was there. You know, I didn't see the snake again, but you know, yeah.
There's a little graveyard that I pass on my way to and from work, and I was really toying with the idea of shooting my video in that graveyard. But I don't know if the neighbors would have dug it.
Yeah, maybe not.
All the graveyards in my neighborhood are crap. So I couldn't do any kind of video.
That's too bad.
I gave you a tarot card instead.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard anybody say that. This graveyard's crap.
It's crap.
I don't know. I find Japanese graveyards. Look, back in my youth, when I was, you know, in my 20s, and I was drinking absinthe, and you know,
in graveyards
in Melbourne, you know, those graveyards were, you know, you had to climb the fence and shit. But
people are dying to get in.
Johnny B. But I find Japanese graveyards a little more intimidating, to be honest. Ooh. I think probably because I remember one time I was in Chiba when I was living out there, and I ventured into a graveyard nearby in a neighborhood nearby. And it kind of said, don't come in. I don't know, like it just didn't want me there. And I was like, okay, I'll just walk away then. You know, it just seemed like a very different aesthetic to a Western graveyard, you know?
Yeah. There's a really big graveyard. Where is it? It's sort of in the the Aoyama. Is it Aoyama?
Aoyama.
Oh,
Yeah.
Aoyama
Yeah,
Cemetery is
that
gorgeous.
near like Roppongi, Aoyama, or
Really
is it
nice.
Roppongi? Sort of between those two areas. Yeah, walking through there like in the spring with the cherry blossoms and everything.
Yep.
It's just amazing.
I walked through there with
Yeah.
my mom and my sister one time, and it was around this time of year actually, and it was just amazing. You could have a picnic there. There were trees, and it was really lush. And
Yeah.
Aoyama cemeteries. That was one I could go into. Yeah, there was no juju on that one, so it was okay.
Nighttime though. It's completely different.
Nighttime, maybe different. Yeah.
I do think there are places I've discovered in Tokyo that say don't come in here. Sometimes the little tiny shrines in neighborhoods have got that vibe too.
Oh, you've sensed it as well then.
Yeah, there's one at Ikejiriohashi that I just won't go anywhere near. That I used to live near there when I first moved here, and that little spot was creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important to acknowledge those vibes and to respect them. I think, yeah, for sure.
I don't know. To me, the creepier the better. If it looks
there just aren't enough
creepy
baby
and-
heads in the graveyard.
And I think the moral of this evening is if you see a snake at the same time, follow that thing, man.
Yeah,
It's gonna go to some good places. It's gonna go to some good places.
Scary,
Yeah.
creepy. Let's just do this.
I
think it's a really interesting theme.
Rob there's just got a great song title that somebody's got to do something with. Not enough baby heads in the graveyard.
There's a gothic masterpiece waiting to happen.
Oh, dear.
Oh, by the way, Sam, did you see Lex's comment on the thread?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it was referencing Kelly's gothic influence and perhaps your next album.
Oh, no, I didn't. I don't have the comments rolling, so.
You're not wearing. All of you guys aren't wearing nearly enough eyeliner.
No, I know.
No.
I'm doing an
That's my thing.
online seminar for you guys. If
There you
need
go.
help.
How
There
to do
you go.
I'll have to
eyeliner
tune into
for
that.
boys.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's the lighting.
Actually, these aren't glasses. This is eyeliner.
I wonder if we could get some people putting some comments up because Michael Reese said they have Tamasera Cemetery near him. It's the biggest one in Japan, he believes.
Wow.
So maybe if people want to put up some interesting touristy sort of notes about cemeteries in their area. Also, thank you very much, Michael, for your comment to myself and Rob from earlier. But yeah, just looking at the comments. Anybody else have any good ideas for graveyards?
Nah.
Well, I just can't recommend Yanaka Cemetery highly enough. It's beautiful. It's got tons of huge old trees in it.
It's got snakes.
Snakes. It's just a
Cats.
magnificent place. You know, it's beautiful. And you mentioned cherries before about Aoyama Cemetery, and there's really quite a lot of cherry trees at Yanaka as well. So, you know, it's amazing place. Yeah.
The area outside of Yanaka Cemetery is just a cool place to hang as well.
Sure.
Like around
yeah.
Yanaka Ginzadori and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
What part of the city is that in again?
Over here in the dark part of town.
The east side, baby.
It's just beside like Nippori Station, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you get
close.
off at Nippori.
Yeah. You get off at Nippori, or my station is Ugui Sudani. You know, either one. It's very close, and it's like far away from where all you people live. You're all out west, you know. East. Go east, young man.
Nah,
Go east.
not the way it goes, Sam. Not the way it goes.
Yeah.
The east is the beast.
That's right. The east is red. That's what Chairman Mao said.
So you had some ideas today for us to do another one of these
No,
song
that
challenges.
wet shoes was your idea.
Oh, but you had another one.
The angry whisper.
Yeah. So I think we should do this again. and see if we can get more folks out there in the community as well to join us, because this is a nice kick to do.
Yeah, the old theme reminds me of something.
Drunk Poets, the Seagull.
Yeah, you know, the themes. It's been really great, actually, to be a participant in this and to be doing the assignments. I mean, Sam and I used to do the assignments, of course, for the Drunk Poets, but it felt a lot more kind of, what's the word? Contributive, is that a word? I don't know, like I felt
contributive. Sure, contributive.
And a lot more, okay, this is something I can really get my, teeth into this. So it was a wonderful journey. Yeah. It was incredible how it kind of came about. It surprised me because, the whole process of creating something, like you might, for those of us who are on a regular, basis of creating stuff, we might have a certain kind of system of how we go about doing it. And sometimes it can surprise us when it sort of comes out of the blue. The muse can strike at any time, right? So.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really miss the Drunk Poet prompts. I was saying to Sam a little bit earlier on that, I wrote quite a few songs based on, the Drunk Poet prompts, and this like theme thing really felt like a return to that.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was great, like I said, for just lighting that fire under me and getting me on.
Yeah, dude. Let's keep it going.
The challenges are so much fun. We were doing a little bit of that with the ambient things, like Meg would say the sound of water or something like that. And, but this is the first time that I think either of us have participated in an actual songwriting challenge.
And Meg wrote lyrics.
Meg wrote lyrics.
Lyrics.
Meg wrote lyrics.
Lyrics that doesn't
there you go.
rhyme.
Doesn't matter, man.
Take a bow, Megami.
Yeah. What are you doing, Trippy Circus Man, Sam?
Oh.
Trippy Circus Man.
Wow.
Hey, is your name Sam Barnum?
That's right.
PT Sam Barnum.
Sam P.T. Barnum, they call me. Yes. I ran away to join the circus.
Yeah, babe. You've run the circus.
And then that other guy stole his name and he had to change it for copyright reasons.
That's right.
Yeah.
Copyright.
So let's put it out there. Let's do another
great
one
night.
of these this
Everyone
summer.
did such a great
For summer,
one.
any theme?
You
What's
guys
the new
have
challenge?
some challenge ideas?
Challenge. Wow. I think we should think about it and if we don't have anything that immediately comes to mind, throw it up on the Cheshme Facebook page or something. That's what Sorsha and I were doing with Drunk Poets. We'd say, okay, if you've got an idea, put it up on the Drunk Poets Tokyo page.
That's a good idea.
Do that.
We'll take it. You're right.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
We don't want to see if anybody has any ideas in the chats right now.
Oh,
We don't paint ourselves into a corner or anything, but I guess that's paint yourself into a corner. Don't paint yourself.
Oh.
No, I don't know. That could be, but how much of a, I don't know. But yeah, maybe on the Cafe Cheshme page.
That's
some
a thought.
Ideas.
So we'll try to do something through summer so we can keep ourselves kicked in the butt for writing new songs.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and this time frame was like pretty cool, right?
A month.
Yeah, it was like
1 month, right?
Was it more like 6 weeks? Was it a month or 6 weeks?
I think it was a month.
A month.
Yeah.
It was a month to get it done, and then it's been 5 weeks the last show now.
It's good because if I don't have a deadline, nothing gets done.
Yeah.
In my life.
Well, the lyrics to my song I wrote in about a day or two after the idea of the theme. And then about 4 days ago, Kelly dropped me a message and said, "How's your snake song coming?" And I had completely forgotten about it. Kelly, was that like that was like 4 or 5 days ago, right?
Yeah, I think it was I think it was Stone Hot Tuesday or something.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten. So I didn't have the music. I didn't have any video. I didn't have any. All I had was the lyrics. And so when he wrote that, I was like, oh my God, I forgot. I totally forgot. And so I ran to the graveyard and shot all that. And shot all
Wow.
that. Yeah, and
Wow.
then I like grabbed the 3-stringer and wrote, the song, the chord changes and the melody and stuff. So yeah.
I knew that you had done the lyrics a long time ago. I thought that you had finished
Now
all that
that's a fire
building and
under
everything a
your
long time
eye.
ago. too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what you just said. The deadline. So like suddenly I'm like, okay, I got 5 days, to do this, and so
Boy,
that's.
by comparison, I was ridiculously organized for this thing. Like, for me,
I remember
too,
you saying that.
For me too, I'm like, what the hell? I've got this thing done with time to spare. I could write another one. I'm like, this is so unlike me as far as songwriting goes.
Because we were comparing stories, chatting, right? And I was
Yeah.
like, hey, I got my first line done. And
Yeah,
Johnny
I'm like,
comes back and goes,
I got
yeah,
the
I'm done
whole-
the song.
I got all the lyrics done. Boom.
I was like, what?
A week later,
How do you like that?
Yeah.
I thought it was due last weekend, so I was rushing over Golden Week to get it turned out.
I got my video done last week. So.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a
Nothing like
blast.
But it was fun.
Yeah,
It was very
everybody
fun.
was awesome.
I wanna,
Yay.
let's do
Yay
some
for
shout
snakes.
outs.
Yay for graveyards.
Do that.
Thanks to Greg and to Julian, who couldn't
Yes,
join us
thank
on
you,
the video
thank you.
tonight,
Yep.
and to Michael.
Yay, Michael.
Hey,
Michael.
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 Yep. Greg and Julian too.
And thanks to Johnny Barefoot,
Thank you, Johnny.
Rob Moreau,
Rob, thank
Yay.
you.
Sorsha Chisholm,
Social Muse.
Sam Bennett.
Hey.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you, Kelly.
Kelly.
And let's give shout outs to everybody that joined tonight.
Yes.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much
you
for
very
joining us. Lex, I promise I won't convert Matt, or I won't convert Sam over to Gothic. I don't think he's gonna let me.
Oh, he's well and truly on the dark side. He's,
Yeah, he. When you talk about the dark side, Goth is kind of here, and Sam's off over there somewhere.
He's over there somewhere.
Yeah. God,
He's on his own
Sam
side.
Bennett, man. That's him.
He left us a long time ago. To the left.
So I guess with that, we're gonna wrap up tonight, and I
Yeah.
want to say thanks again to everybody for watching, and
Thank you.
we'll see you
Arigato.
2 weeks from now.
Yes, 2 weeks from now,
And once again, we're
Japanese musician
doing. Yay!
special.
Yay.
All right. Well, if that's the case, good night, all. Take care. Have a good
Night.
week, and stay safe out there, folks.
Yes, stay
Peace.
safe.
See everybody.
Good night.
Mwah. Oyasumi minasan.
Oyasumi nasai.
Grazie.
Oyasumi nasai.